Hey guys, just want to make a quick video. It's the day after the 4th of July. It's hot and humid in Minnesota, but I hope you had a good 4th of July. I hope you had a good time with your family and whoever you're celebrating with, whether it be your friends or family. Just a quick recap from the White Bear Lake Derby that we had. That video is going to be late because I ran into PC problems. My monitor will not display, but that's beside the point. So, a little bit about White Bear Lake in Minnesota. It's kind of a pressured lake. It's one of the few lakes that actually has in the metro area. It actually has smallmouth and largemouth. And it also has muskies. So that's always makes it interesting when you're catching fish or fishing that lake, just because you can have a little bass on and that becomes a snack. But anyways, getting into the video, my buddy and I had pre-fished it together a week before, and most of the damage came on Ned rigs and drop shots. And then he pre-fished it the Monday before, which was, I think, the 30th, the 29th, I don't remember. It's been a busy week. And he was struggling. His brother was throwing a drop shot, so anyways, going into it, everything kind of started slow for us on the Derby night. We were the last group to launch, so we were fifth. I think we have like 14, 15 boats, and so we were one of the last to launch. So we get out to our spot right away, and we notice that there's some wreck anglers nearby, and there's other guys from our league fishing our spot. So it took us actually a little while before we found fish. My buddy Mua, he was throwing a drop shot, green pumpkin robo worm, and I was actually throwing a shakyhead. That was 3/16 with a little finesse worm by Zoom in the sun gill pattern. And I mean, that was the only thing that they were biting. Well, he was throwing a power shot and a drop shot. So the drop shot was probably like an 1/8 to 3/16, and the power shot was 3/8 a half ounce. So, and he was throwing the power shot on a bait caster, and I was throwing my shakyhead on my finesse spinning rod. So I was running 15-pound braid to a 10-pound leader, and I was using a Woo Tungsten Shakyhead. It turns out I actually like that a lot. It's just a really good shakyhead jig. I don't know. I have a lot of good connectivity to the bottom with it. I kind of changed it up from the Ned rig the week before. I was like, you know what? I think a shakyhead is going to do better. I think we're going to get bigger bites out of it. So I did actually catch some bigger fish on it. One of the bigger fish that we caught, I only caught 2 all night, but that shakyhead rod did not leave my hands for more than like 10, 15 minutes tops. I mean, I stuck with that rod all night. I was diligent with it. I casted it. I made good casts. I made high percentage casts. I worked it for a very long time. Now, in Minnesota, you don't catch very many big fish cranking or throwing frogs. If you want to catch big fish, it's drop shot, jig worms, jigs, Ned rigs. I mean, you can catch a few, like with some on frogs and stuff, but like bar none, like the majority of the time, it's a jig, or it's something like a drop shot or a Ned rig or a jig worm. Those are very popular up here. And so we actually had our first double up for the night. I hooked in, and then Mua hooked in. It was a really cool thing because it was the first time we've ever doubled together, and we were we were stoked. We were on him. We were catching fish. He had made 3 casts and he had caught 3 keepers, so that was super exciting, and we were stoked. We were pumped up. We were like, we're gonna do well. Right after our double, a wreck angler was coming through our spot and just kind of fishing it with a Senko, it looked like, or a drop shot of some sort. And we just kind of like, okay, we're gonna move off. Made a change to, I think, the north end of the lake, and nothing. I mean, we had 1 pike, and I was just kind of throwing stuff to check out if they were biting anything or not. And they weren't. It was tough. So I was throwing jigs and everything else. And then we made a run south towards an island. And that's when things get interesting. We catch a few more upgrades, we have a few more calls, and I had 2 bites, 2 really solid bites. Probably that would have put us in second or first place, and I missed them. I don't know if it was my hook set. I'm thinking it was. And they were good fish. I knew they were good fish. I could feel it when I was trying to hook them. And man, that kind of frustrated me, I'll be honest. But I kept at it for most of the night. At the end, I threw a crankbait just to kind of see if I could pull anything up, but not really. So, yeah, we ended the night in fourth place, 12 pounds, I think 0.22 ounces. So, first place was 1306. They had big fish too. They caught all their fish on jigs out deep in like 20 feet of water. So, just want to give you a little bit of recap and tell you guys this is what's happened and this is what's going on. I hope you have a good week coming up, and I'll talk to you later.